Hello, hello. Welcome to another Collector Fusion.
Hola.
Greetings. We got the Fusion, and we got the Quinn.
The one and only Quinn.
It's Quinn's
Yes,
Collector's Fusions. Collector Fusions Quinn's. It's
the,
geek.
but we're not a quintet, so there's only three of us. So.
Not today. Not today. It's all right. What's up, audience chat? How's everybody doing today? It's Friday. Everybody ready for the weekend?
Friday the 13th, people.
I just got to work 2 more days next week, then I'm off for the rest of the year.
Well, I have 1 day off coming up this month, so technically 2 with my surgery. So,
Well, if I was there, I'd come help.
I know you would. I got surgery on the 17th. I was telling
you, I get to hang out one of the best
on the 18th.
Plus, I get to come out one of the awesome comic toy shops.
Oh, what's that?
If I was there, I'd come out and help. And it's like not because it'd be hanging out in like a really cool comic toy store.
Well, you know, I won't go against popular opinion. I always tell people my store's not all that in a bag of chips. It's not even the bag of chips come in. But I like it. It's got a nice cozy vibe here and welcoming atmosphere, or at least I hope it comes off that way.
Yeah. We got another installment of the Fan Home coming toward me.
Oh, the what?
The Fan Home Batmobile.
Oh, nice.
I have to double check on it, but I was seeing people mention they may have ended this yet. And not available anymore.
What? Wait, they're not going to finish the kit?
Well, they'll finish it out, but you can't subscribe to it anymore. It's been a fun build, and I've been enjoying building it. I would like to see them change the order up, like where they ship things, though. The first kit was a tire, the hood, and I got a rolling chassis now. I kind of wish they started from the chassis up and build up. They started building random parts of the car. But now I got a rolling chassis, which is nice. And good guy. All cap for the next installment, too. The Batman logo. Hopefully it'll fit my big noggin.
All right. So there hadn't been much toy news this week.
Not a whole lot.
Everybody blew their load last week.
A little bit of import stuff, news stuff, but I did get some stuff in. I got this from Entertainment Earth. I haven't even opened it in the box yet. Oh, tissue paper. I got DJ from Street Fighter.
I got those coming in sometime early next week. I got that and Guile and Cammy coming in.
I've never seen it wrapped up in tissue paper before from Entertainment Earth. And I got Cammy.
Nice. Well, you got them before I did.
I didn't order Guile from there. I ordered Guile from another vendor. Amazon had it in Guile in stock, but it was like more than retail. Like, I'm not paying more than retail.
Ooh, yeah.
Early.
Always pay retail, never pay above.
Now, we were discussing last night, just after you're offline a little bit, where all these licensing going up. If the Marvel license, if Hasbro does not renew the Marvel license, I want to see Jada get it.
Well, I don't think Hasbro is going to let go of the Marvel license because they got a working relationship with Disney.
Who's got the money to outbid Hasbro on a license deal?
Nobody.
I don't even if Mattel,
which are the biggest toy company in the world right now.
Yep. Mattel and Hasbro are the 2 biggest companies. Even Mattel wouldn't undertake that because if that was the case, they would have held on to the DC license.
Yeah.
No, Mattel. Not even Mattel has the ability to do
At
with
one point in
Marvel
time,
what Hasbro does.
Yeah. At one point in time, Mattel was the biggest toy company, but Hasbro's overtaken them.
Well, Hasbro's got like the big 4 or 5 licenses. They got G.I. Joe, Transformers, Star Wars, Marvel Legends,
Well,
something else, Power Rangers.
with G.I. Joe Transformers, they own those flat out too.
Yep.
They technically actually own Power Rangers.
Yeah, they own Power Rangers.
They bought it. They didn't license it. They bought it.
You know, and that's smart for a toy company to do, because then other companies have to pay them to license it out.
That's
so they're making money by doing nothing.
So that's what's happening this coming year. Hasbro's quit making Power Rangers. They're licensing out to Playmates.
Doing something.
Yep.
But we haven't seen anything this past Comic-Con or New York Toy Fair from Playmates. So I thought we were going to see something, but apparently not. We might see something next year if the TV series gets taken off, or put back on, I should say.
The articulation on these figures and the detail are miles above what Hasbro's doing. Hasbro's doing beautiful sculpts, no doubt. They're doing great sculpts and pretty decent paint jobs now, especially that new Spider-Man line. They're actually stepping up. The costume details are all sculpted and everything. They look good. But the range of articulation, Jada is just killing.
Now, the only way I think Jada could get away with doing Marvel is if they obviously worked out a deal where they could do the Marvel video game, Marvel Capcom stuff.
Oh, yes.
And see that, even if it was a limited line of 6 figures or whatever, I would take that in a heartbeat.
Oh, could you imagine their take on like the Marvel Capcom?
Oh yeah, of course. But at this last,
I want them to do redo Ghost Rider, because
the last
imagine
Marvel
how badass their Danny Ketch Ghost Rider would be.
It would be nice. But this last Marvel live stream, they hinted to some Marvel Capcom video game figures of Spider-Man because of the web. You know, not saying that's the case, but you never know.
Good for life. Join us.
Sorry.
And it's tradition. Party on, Darth.
Well, I don't think Hasbro's losing the license anytime soon.
No.
And honestly, I'm gonna be real honest. Like there is currently no other company that would put Marvel Legends out there in a scale and at a price point that I'd be happy with.
Yeah.
That I would rather have than Hasbro. Like, I'd love to see Jada's take on it. That would be cool. And what they're doing with the Street Fighter line is awesome. But would I really want Jada, being the company they are, being the small company they are, just given off of the 8 figures they've dropped so far, want them to take over all of Marvel? No. I'd love to see what they would do with it. It'd be cool. And I think they're going to do some awesome stuff. But do I really, in the end, think that they're going to like I'd rather see them do it than Hasbro? No.
With Marvel being basically like a master license, unfortunately we won't see that unless they are sub-licensed out which Hasbro's done to do. We will sub-license stuff things out, because McFarlane's doing those statues and page puncher stuff of Marvel. So it is possible. So.
Yeah,
but you never know what their license entails. It could be a massive thing altogether with, Star Wars,
that's what we're going to touch on.
Marvel and all that stuff together. It might be all part of the same contract. So that's a very lucrative contract for any toy company to get. And if they keep making these figures for years to come, trust me, that money ain't going. That license ain't going anywhere as long as they're still making that money.
That's what I was going to mention when Matt was talking too, that could be the only thing. The Marvel brand is still lucrative, making money.
Mm-hmm.
Star Wars brand, I kind of have very suspicions that it doesn't make the money like it should, people would think. You see a lot of stuff. They keep making stuff from these new movies, new TV shows, and they just peg warm and go to discount.
It's because they're contracted to make that stuff. That's why.
Exactly. They're being forced with their contract to make stuff they know are not going to sell.
Yeah.
And if that's tied in with a Marvel licensing deal, to keep Star Wars as a unified like license deal, it could force their hand to drop Marvel just to get rid of the Star Wars brand because they're losing money on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's so many companies that are doing Star Wars stuff as it is, not succeeding as well as Hasbro's designs go. I will say that while their character selections might need a little bit to be desired, they're still making quality figures. So, whereas other companies, well, maybe not so much. The good stuff, but not on the quality that Hasbro's making.
Yep.
And I hate to, I'm not yanking Hasbro's crank to make them sound like they're all that in a bag of chips. It's just, facts are facts. They're a good toy company. It doesn't matter if they're making Star Wars, G.I. Joe, or Strawberry Shortcake, or whatever, or Barbie, even though that's Mattel, hey, they make a quality figure.
Hasbro already has their own Juggernaut brands.
Oh,
they have Transformers. They have G.I. Joe. That stuff they own flat out. They purchased Power Rangers flat out. Mm-hmm. They're now licensing the Playmates.
I wonder how much money Playmates had to pay them to get the Power Rangers license, which I'm sure it's not exactly cheap. They're paying way up there in the 6 or 7 figures.
Hasbro just mismanaged it when they had it, because as long as Hasbro had it, they didn't make one Zord.
Well, they had some good ideas, but the execution wasn't there. Now, I see where they excel when they have problems.
Well, Hasbro is not just Hasbro. They have Takara too.
Mm-hmm.
Toei makes Zoids, like the brand. They have Transformers. How's a company that makes Zoids and Transformers not make one Zord for Power Rangers?
Who knows? It all comes down to solicitation. If they're not getting
butter is transforming robots,
and I get that, but if they're soliciting to the retailers, and the retailers are like, for example, Super 7, when they solicited their Star Trek Ultimates line, all the other figures got picked up except Guinan, and Brian Flynn said he put Guinan in there 3 different times and nobody picked up on that figure. While I would have loved to have had her, nobody wanted her. They wanted the rest of them, but now that line's effectively canceled. So with that being said, Nacelle's doing it, but Nacelle, they're dropping the ball automatically. With the selection that they've given, 8 figures, none of them are main characters like your Picard or Kirk or whatever.
They are committing suicide with their
yes, and they want to do 7-inch scale. They said, we're going to fill in the gaps of the figures that you already have. The only other figures we ever had was a line called Playmates, and they were like 5.5 inches. They're totally out of scale. You're not doing 6-inch. You're screwing yourself. And especially characters that showed up in like 1 episode, or the one from Star Trek 2 or whatever showed up. She showed up for 5 minutes and then she got killed. Those are characters that you shouldn't be doing those.
A deep cut.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. From 2 episodes he was in, great. And then what was Captain Garrett? She was in 1 episode.
Yeah, and she dies after 10 minutes of screen time.
Yes. Now Captain Sulu, okay, I'm good with that one. Wei Yun, I'm
making Tuvix. Tuvix, one of the most hated things in Star Trek ever.
I love
Tuvix.
I love me some Voyager, but see, even Tuvix is like, really? He was a one and done thing, Give us Tom Paris or Chakotay or something.
Here's the thing. All those figures,
you know what was so much
sell great. All those figures would sell great if this was an established line that people had got into. People would love to add Jellicoe or Tuvix to an already existing line that they were already 10 or more figures deep into, that they had some attachment to this line, things like that. Then you can throw in some characters like this. You should not do that in your first 2 waves.
Well, you're making 8 figures. At least make half of them mainstream characters. That way, your line's going to be pretty much a good guarantee that those will sell and carry the other figures. But you're just starting to right off the bat with these obscure characters that you're like, half of them, I don't really need that girl that was the girlfriend to Christopher Lloyd's character in Star Trek 2 that got killed in 5 minutes. I don't need her. I've never seen anybody ask for her. So it's just
it's the Star Wars effect, right? Like it's the Star Wars effect. That's what we're talking about here, and I think these companies are looking at this stuff, and other companies have done this as well, where they look at that, where okay, like for instance in Star Wars, where everybody when they release a new figure of the bartender, like people run out and buy it because it's a new one they haven't gotten before, right? But again, they forget that is because people have invested at this point decades collecting figures for Star Wars, that when a new character comes out, regardless of how little screen time he has or whatever, people will rush to get the new thing that they've not seen before. And Hasbro's been able to do that. Some of Hasbro's biggest sellers in the last 20 years, going back to the Saga collection, were when they would release a character that had never been released before, but that had been from the original trilogy back in the 80s, when they released some new character that never got released in the original line, never got released in Power of the Force 2, and they've been pretty consistent with that. And you can do that again when people are dialed in to a franchise when it comes to these action figures. You don't just start off doing that.
Well, that was their first successful HasLab for Star Wars they've had in like years. They did the bar from New Hope, the cantina, something cantina, whatever.
Yeah,
which everybody, all the days, this is going to fail, and it passed. It would flow through the.
Those people are morons. I made a whole video on that, but nobody cares about the cantina. You mean one of the most memorable scenes in all of Star Wars? Out of all the Star Wars movies, one of the top 3 most memorable scenes? That cantina. No, it's not going to do well. Shut the fuck up. And then it did well. Of course it did. It's a freaking cantina.
An extra one of these.
I've yet to pick up any of those Wolverine 2-packs.
I got this. This one's mainly because it's the best damn Sabretooth figure they ever made, and you force us by Sabretooth to get it. I mean, no, extra Wolverine.
Yeah.
Which, at least it's a decent Wolverine. Not like the one that came with the armored Psylocke. And I
personally just don't care about any Wolverine that's not in a costume.
Yeah. The cowboy one's kind of iconic look for him, like one of his regular street.
I mean, but you're gonna put Sabretooth in his costume next to Wolverine not in his costume.
It would have been nice to have a really good new brown suit Wolverine.
Yeah.
But as for a street clothes Wolverine, this is probably the best one they've done. The head sculpts are nice. It's an all new upper torso. The legs are reused on the Wolverine, but everything else is new. From the belt buckle up, it's all new.
How's that Swamp Thing? You haven't taken it out of the package yet, have you?
No, I have not. I just took it out of the box. While we're talking, I just pulled everything out of the box. This is the new deluxe Man Thing. And
I saw him at the store the other day, and I was like,
It's got a lot of new sculpting on it. It's more than what you think.
I don't know, like we were talking about last night. I don't know if we were talking about this on the chat or after the chat. I really, this second half of the year, I haven't picked up a lot of Marvel Legends. I've been picking up more G.I. Joe Classified stuff.
If you missed out getting the original Swamp Thing, or Man Thing, I'm sorry, definitely worth the purchase. Now, I think I do like the comic book style head better. This is based off the TV movie, wherever.
Yeah.
The Disney Plus, whatever it is. TV movie, basically. And what else did I get? The Chosen Prime. This is where I got this stuff at. They have pretty much all their Spiro stuff on 50% off. Still. So if you want to get some Spiro, like AWOC stuff, go hit up Chosen Prime, and you can get all their stuff 50% off.
Oh, wow. I might actually have to do that.
And their armor, their built, their troop builders, everything. But I grabbed this one mainly so I can get my Chosen Prime recently changed their free shipping to $200, like in your pile of loot stuff. They call it roller stash. So this will be up to the $200 mark.
So I have plenty of that stuff right here. I haven't even opened yet.
This was, how much was this? Maybe $8.99 or something like that. I can actually pull up here too. The last thing I got from Chosen Prime is that. Am I on screen or is my camera's timing out? There we go. I got one of the Omnibots from the X Transbots.
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 It is 2024, almost 2025. Don't judge.
Transformers, more than meets the eyes. I'm not
Pretty
singing Matt's version of the song.
Pretty sure Caitlyn Jenner sings that every day. So,
but this is one of the masterpiece figures that people were been begging for these third-party companies to do for years. The Omnibots were the mail-away bots from back in G1, where you only get them with robot points and mail to Hasbro and get them. And X Transbots is the first company that stepped up and started doing masterpiece versions of them. Which I got the first one, which this is the second one. I got one more to go, and I have all three of them. Now somebody needs to make the deluxe Insecticons. I want to get my masterpiece collection. I kind of want to get all. I want to get all of my season 1 Transformers, part of season 2. The season 2 stuff I'm not real keen on getting is the Protectobots and a few others. I don't read those. I have Bruticus. I don't need masterpiece of those. But other than that, I'm digging these. I did get one other thing. I didn't know if I was ever going to get it. Got it from Mattel Creations. That 4-pack of figures that was way overpriced for the Origin scale figures, the He-Man figures to the Generations.
Yeah.
Yeah. When it came out, this is ridiculously overpriced. It was like $150. I was like, hell no. They put it on sale for 50% off for $75. I was like, well, that's just a little bit less than retail per figure. And I'm like, yeah, I'll do that. It took me over 2 weeks to get this from them. Normally they ship stuff and you have it in 2 days.
It's Endless Fables. It's Chosen Prime was what he was talking about.
And I will put that in the chat here in a second. On sale now. You all. I'll put that in the chat for everybody.
What about you, Sith? Did you get anything this week?
I got a few things. So first off, last week I added to my G.I. Joe collection. My GameStop had a single Cobra Commander, so I picked him up, and then I spent a little bit of time getting stuff off a Kids Warehouse.
I haven't checked
it out. Picking up.
No.
I got the Jabim Obi-Wan because I didn't have a decent Obi-Wan, and turns out I still don't really have a decent Obi-Wan. I got the old Yavin Luke. I got the Rebel Commando. Normally he's even still on Big Bad Toy Store, $40, and he was $15 on Kids Warehouse.
Kids Warehouse has the Indiana Jones figures too.
Yeah. I got 3 vintage collection. Clone Trooper, Clone Trooper, Mace Windu, and Padawan Anakin.
I gotta get that Anakin. I need to get that. I don't have him.
I thought I had gotten a vintage collection Mandalorian. I didn't pay enough attention, and it's a retro collection. So, I have a retro collection Mandalorian, but I have the vintage collection on Big Bad Toy Store in my pile of loot. So,
I do have that retro. I did buy a handful of retro collection figures, and that's one of the ones I have. I actually do like that figure.
Yeah.
I don't have a lot of retro collection stuff because I'd rather just buy real vintage figures, but that's a pretty good one. I got that. I got both versions of him. I got Boba Fett. I got a few of them.
See, I have the Black Series Mandalorian holding the Black Series Grogu, and I was going to get the vintage collection Mandalorian holding the vintage collection Grogu, and I did not end up getting the vintage collection Mandalorian, so now I have them both on Big Bad Toy Store.
That Rebel Commando figure, is that the one with the beard?
Yes, that's the one with 2 faceplates, the rifle. You're normally on Big Bad, he's like $40, but he was on Kids Warehouse.
He's the one that they've retroactively gone back and said was a clone.
Captain Rex.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and I've always kind of wanted him, but I wasn't going to pay $40, and I found it on Kids Warehouse for like $15. I was like, okay, I can do that.
These are super tempting. I love glow in the dark stuff. You can get the Ewok weapons pack for $9 glow in the dark. And you can get the Thane for $27.49. And that's a great figure. Now your troop builders, like I just got, they're $10.99 on Chosen Prime right now. They got several of those in stock. It looks like they're selling them out. They have some stuff that's out of stock. And they're deluxe figures, since they're $37.99, they're $18.99. These are great figures. If you're wanting to get into Spiro, AWOCs, go hit up Chosen Prime, and they're great to deal with if you have any problems. Brandon's the guy who owns the company. They're really good to deal with. So you get up if you get your pile of loot up to $200, you get free shipping, and every dollar you spend, you get points, and you can cash those points in. Let's see. More gift certificates. So you can, every dollar you get, you can actually cash in your gift certificates. I just cashed in $60 worth of points and bought some stuff off of them.
It's always nice turning toys into more toys.
Exactly. You're actually getting money from spending them. They have part of the best rewards points of any toy company out there, like online toy store. Them, Chosen Prime and TF Source both do point systems, which they're both good to work with. The TF Source was running some crazy Black Friday and cyber deals. They were selling $100 figures for $15 on TF Source. That is some really good deals on Spirit AWOC stuff if you're looking to get it. But now to open up this crazy overpriced set.
It's not a complete week without a new Luke Skywalker, so.
Yeah. Is it Luke or is it what do you call him? Jeb Skywalker?
This one's Luke. You can tell because he has a little medal. So
remember like the Mark Hamill, like he didn't consider the Luke from
Jake Skywalker.
That's it.
No, this is the Bespin ceremony or Empire Strikes Back ceremony Luke.
when they didn't give Chewbacca medal, the assholes.
They did. Bunch of racists,
They hate
xenophobes.
It's like a TV. It's like, we need to charge $150 for this set because we spent too much on making the box look like a TV screen. Get all 4 different styles of He-Man. We get the original OG He-Man, New Adventures, 2000X series, Mike Young series, and the Netflix series that they canceled instead of canceling the horrible one. This was the cartoon collection before a cartoon collection style He-Man. And these are in the slick sleeves, so you can actually take them out and put them back in. I'm curious to see if this has got the same body as the cartoon collection or the original Origins. I think it's just regular Origins. It is a different head than the cartoon collection. And my little Casey agrees. This is like one of the main ones. This one and the cartoon edition, the CDR cartoon, are the main reason I bought this set for.
New Adventures.
Yep.
I liked that show. I know a lot of people didn't, but I liked that show.
Sorry, my dog started barking for no reason. And she goes back. I'll mute for a second.
She must be looking in the mirror.
No, that's the one of the.
Oh, that's the other one? All right. Well, I picked up some stuff this week that I'm very happy with. I picked up. I'm just gonna grab them all. Woo-hoo-hoo. Oh Lord, I'm gonna drop some stuff here. Here we go. Got a whole collection of old school O-ring. God, y'all can't even see those. They're just falling down. Trying to get them where you can actually see some of them.
Those look cool.
These are a bunch of the old school. Remember Leonard? Back in the 80s and 90s when they did actual O-ring figure, like instead of like, you know, they were G.I. Joe knockoffs, but they used to be as good as G.I. Joes.
Oh yeah.
And I used to use these. Got a bunch of them. I used to use these to fill in my G.I. Joe collection. And I found all of these figures, including this one, which is a more modern one. So it's got close to like 25th anniversary G.I. Joe articulation. And I got all of these for like $15. A whole slew of them.
Nice.
Oh, I saw that video that you posted with the Star Wars Rebels stuff, and that was a good purchase for that price.
Yeah, that's a good haul.
Yeah.
And then I picked up this little dude from Joy Toy, who looks awesome. All the armor and everything looks great. Loved it. I'm just now getting into the Joy Toy stuff. And then I got this thing. I only paid like $15, I think, for this.
Ooh.
Very nice.
It does have that stupid. It was when they were doing that thing with Nerf, but this one doesn't stick out obscenely off the bottom like some of them do.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna leave it like that. So, not too bad there. And then, of course, I picked up a couple of Joes. I got me my my Storm Shadow and Iron Grenadier. which I'm very happy with. These are all, I love these Iron Grenadier figures, and the Storm Shadow I've already modified, but I love. They better be coming out with Iron Grenadier Destro soon. How can they not? I don't understand. They've got to be coming out with it soon, since they're dropping all these Iron Grenadier figures. So, but they need to do that soon, real quick.
Oh, the 2000X He-Man, his weapons are back chrome. I think they're die cast too, from what I'm understanding. I double check it, but this is a great set. If this is still $75, definitely worth the purchase. But to me, it's never worth $150 they were originally charging for this thing.
Oh yeah.
This is one of the ones that have piqued my interest. This is one of the things Mattel's like marketing team thing should be slapped for. When they did that new really cool kids friendly like new He-Man series, the CG one. I was like, this is a perfect opportunity to do a crossover line for kids and older collectors. Put that line on the Origins bodies, but they made all new bodies and stuff like that. Let's articulate it. Look at this. That was meant to be on that type of body.
Yeah.
If they did the entire cast like this, they would have sold like hell instead of like the line failing.
Was that show any good? I never watched it.
From what I heard, everybody said it was better than the Revolution, the Kevin Smith.
Well,
people actually liked it, and it's actually good for both kids and adults. But yeah, this set is definitely worth the purchase at $75.
I got a faceless rebel.
ah,
He's gonna haunt your dreams.
The only thing about this set, I wish that we could have got a Skeletor the same way. Got all the different generations of Skeletor.
yeah.
But especially the Mike Young 2000X series, when that's what people would have loved to see if they were doing more He-Man and like for adults instead of this new like horse shit line they sold. Like, well, we need to continue the story of He-Man. The story's not been told. Like, it's like, no, I watched the original 80s series. The story was told. Then it went to New Adventures. What they had nothing connection to it. What people would have liked to see, they brought back Mike Young and his team and finished out that series. Because but when it got canceled, the season that's following was going to be about Hordak, and people would have loved that.
Was that the one where they first introduced? Was it the 2000X series where they first introduced or first showed what Skeletor looked like before and did that whole story? Yeah.
I showed his origin, like he was King Randor's half brother, and he got splashed in the face with acid when he was trying to kill Randor, and he made a deal with Hordak to save his life, and he got turned into Skeletor.
Was Skeletor once a man?
He was once a blue man. Yeah, he was a king. That's the first time they introduced the concept that Skeletor is actually Randor's half brother. Kind of a la. So basically, that's he's Loki's to Randor's Thor. A little bit.
I still say you should watch season 2 of that He-Man show.
Yeah, I still haven't watched it.
The first season's absolute ass. It's awful. Second season was pretty good.
Well, they had to make up for basically running the entire fandom off.
Yeah, the second season was just a good show. First season was, yeah. I can't even explain. Well, I mean, did you even try to watch the first season?
I watched the entire first season.
Yeah, it's fucking awful.
And that's why I didn't watch the second season. It was just
it was
a slap in the face to everything that you enjoy about Master Universe. They even made Grayskull a lie. There is no Castle Grayskull.
It was fucking bad, and I'm not even into He-Man as much as you are. So, but yeah, it was fucking awful. But they did. I thought they did a good job with the second season. Again, probably for exactly what you're saying. The fan backlash was so awful. They're like, "Oh, we gotta fucking fix this."
Yeah. And what's funny too is like they went after like especially Kevin Smith. He went after GeekFusionTV, not GeekFusionTV.
Whoa!
God damn! Wait, what?
He went after a Clownfish TV. They had somebody working for production for that cartoon leaked to on the storyline, and he called them a bunch of liars and clickbait artists and nonstop attacking them for putting that stuff out. And their leaker was 100% right. The leaker said it's going to be the Tila show. It's not going to be He-Man. They're going to take He-Man out in the first bit of the show. And they did. Cause of Venus, they picked up the Mezco Sovereign Knight Batman from Facebook.
That Sovereign Knight's pretty nice. I like that figure a lot. He's like my only complaint is that, like a lot of Mezco figures, he's a little short and stubby looking.
Mm-hmm. That's their style. If you collect,
it's their style. Although they've been doing better in the last couple of years with that. Mm-hmm. But it's that Sovereign Knight's a really, really good looking figure.
Well, when you put soft goods on a figure too, they're going to get stubbier.
Yeah,
because you're putting an extra layer onto the figure.
There's a guy that I follow subscribe to whatever on YouTube, and I don't know where he's from. He's from some other country because all his videos don't have words in it, you know. But he takes like Mezco figures and then takes like the bodies from like third party, just blank bodies that are skinnier, that are thinner, and puts all the Mezco stuff on them, and they all look way better when he does that.
It's like the Adam Strong body they're making that Superman figure on, not Superman figure. Adam Strong, without anything on it, looks great, but you start putting stuff on his arms and legs, he's just going to be way too big.
Yeah.
But that's why I didn't end up ordering it, because man, it's like too big for Superman. It's like even for a Dark Knight Superman. Superman's big and buff, but he's not.
Yeah, he's big and buff, but he also can, when he puts on a suit and glasses, look like a fairly normal dude.
Yep.
And that's the thing, you know what I mean? Like, so you got to ride that line.
Yep.
So,
if you see, like,
which McFarlane does not know how to do that.
Yeah. When you see bodybuilder types guys wearing a suit, they look just like a guy wearing a suit.
Yeah. No, McFarlane hadn't figured that shit out yet.
No.
Oh God, that was something we were talking about this last night. I was a bunch of this stuff's popping off, and I was watching a whole stream about it. I don't know, a few nights ago. Everybody was talking about how they hope fucking Hasbro loses the license so that McFarlane can get the Marvel license. I was like, oh my God, that would be awful.
Whoever says that needs to be both punched in the throat and in the groin.
That would be the worst. I wouldn't buy Marvel figures anymore. Not any new ones. I'd just keep collecting old ones.
I would just be cherry picking some import stuff and after that.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, for new stuff, I'd buy Mezco or Mafex or whatever, you know. I wouldn't be buying McFarlane's Marvel crap. People love to talk about, and this is what I don't get.
Yeah, that would make a great E-Man to Adam Strong.
Yeah. This is what I don't get. And I'm going to trash McFarlane for a second here. People talk about, oh, McFarlane's got such better articulation than Marvel Legends. What? Are you insane? Do you know what an action figure is?
Wait, you're serious? Let me laugh harder.
What?
I'm 40% articulation.
The mechanics and engineering of McFarlane figures is better than Marvel Legends. I've heard this shit before. I've heard this shit many times from hardcore McFarlane collectors.
I believe it.
Are you?
I'm in a McFarlane group on Facebook, and they.
Are you special? Like, what the hell are you talking about? He's got and look, good for him. And I've got McFarlane figures, and as I've said many times before, I like McFarlane as a company. I just don't like their DC line. Like it's fine. I love my Warhammer figures, but
okay,
just hold a McFarlane figure and any 6-inch scale Hasbro figure, whether it's G.I. Joe or Marvel or whatever, and sit there. And if you say the McFarlane figure just feels better engineered, you're lying. That's all it is. You're lying at that point.
I agree, Desker. That's one of the weakest point on the Adam Strong is the feet or the articulation.
Okay, so every single one of my McFarlane figures has to have a stand, or else it falls over.
They fall over the stand. I've had them on stand. They still fall over.
Some of them have to be leaned up against the wall to keep them falling over.
I don't know why he hasn't fixed the stupid ankle and wrist ball joint stuff by now. Like, I know he wants to be different. That's cool. But I'm sorry, especially for the feet, those ball joints he uses are horrible.
And the ratchets in them never line up where the foot.
No, they never line up where you need them to.
Your foot's going to be like this or this.
Yeah, so then if you got to either have them hunched over to balance their weight or lean back to balance their weight, depending on how you put the feet, because they're either too far forward or too far back.
It looks like you got a bunch of Michael Jacksons on your shelf.
Mm-hmm. He. I don't know, man.
This 3 3/4 inch has better articulation than McFarlane stuff.
It just sucks because,
I don't understand how anybody can think McFarlane's have better articulation.
I've heard it too many damn times, and I don't know where they get this shit from, but I've heard it time and time again. I'm just like, I don't know what. And it
comes from them sucking Todd's balls. There's a hallucinogen in the ball sack.
It's like that one dude. I like to call him Josh from Todd's Taint. He doesn't like me, so it's okay for me to call him.
Horrible McFarlane figures. I gotta show this right.
And the thing is, it's not like I want to trash his figures. I want them to be good.
This is god awful. What is this sculpt? This is supposed to be Wildcat. Matt's broken now.
They could have taken one of the bigger, bulkier builds from one of the Batman figures and turned that into.
Power Princess greater than McFarlane Wonder Woman. Woman's probably the best McFarlane female figure he's made, and it still sucks.
The best female figure that Todd's made is Cassandra Cain, Batgirl, by far.
I don't have that one, so.
I think the best McFarlane figure, best female McFarlane figures made is not even in the DC Multiverse line. He does some really good female figures in his Spawn line, and then that Circe or whatever her name is figure from the Witcher line is fantastic. In DC Multiverse, like this is my problem with McFarlane, is his DC Multiverse stuff is his worst line. He puts way more time and effort into Spawn and Warhammer and a bunch of other stuff than he does into his DC Multiverse stuff. I saw this, and I saw some product shots next to some other figures, and it looks pretty damn good. It's a good height. It's a good size. I was worried that it was going to be too small, like the Mafex one, and it is not. It's a good, big, tall, beefy Thor figure.
I think they use their Conan buck or something like that for this.
Yeah.
And it comes with this. This is a standard for any Thor figure now. If you make Thor, he needs a spinning hammer. These are from Axel Toys. It's got my interest. I love Triceratops. The Triceratops and T-Rex were my two favorite dinosaurs when I was a kid. And I made a comment on their posts like, if your T-Rex and this, you guys are getting close to where you can make dinosaurs for hire. I would buy a set of dinosaurs for hire. Big humanoid dinosaurs decked out with like weapons and stuff like that, guns and stuff.
I would take dinosaurs for hire or dinosaurs.
Yeah, they're doing like the night stuff. Like no. So that they're doing armored like Warcraft like stuff. Give us dinosaurs for hire where they got machine guns and shit, and they're like dressed like Magnum PI.
Yeah.
In Hawaiian shirts. These look great though. I like them. They're actually doing a giveaway too. If you go to their post on Instagram, you like it, comment, and share it in a story, and tag them, you get a chance to win this one of these.
Have you seen that meme floating around? It's like, when you're a kid, people ask you what your favorite dinosaur was, and then you grow up into an adult and they don't even care anymore. Have you seen that meme?
When's the last time you got a pair of shoes and someone asked you how fast they were?
Seriously, like, why don't people ask you? Why don't people ask me my favorite color or what my favorite animal or my favorite dinosaur is anymore?
What's your favorite color, dinosaur, and all that other good
stuff?
Now
you're just being patronized.
And
I hate to interrupt real quick, but I got to start closing up, man. Sorry, I got busy here just a few minutes back, but holiday sales gotta pay the bills,
Yes, sir.
But I will definitely see you guys next week, or at least I will try to. And until next time,
Quinn, what's your favorite dinosaur?
Oh, disrespected.
Denied.
Matt, look how tiny this Anakin is.
Oh, look at him. A tiny little figure.
And the face is surprisingly good.
Yeah. No, it's a good looking figure. It's a good looking figure. That's one I want. And he's cheap as hell because nobody else wanted him. But honestly, like, I don't care about that iteration of Anakin, but Anakin's like my favorite Star Wars character, so I just want it.
Even if you didn't want him as Anakin, if you just wanted to have like a room full of Padawans,
like
he's
younglings,
nondescript enough.
Oh yeah, you could take that figure and just do alien head swaps for different Padawans. You could take that body, swap out hands and heads,
or just leave the heads off and put little pools of blood on it, and
then just have a scene where Anakin's just like this, after he slaughtered all the younglings.
But somehow some survived after being stabbed through.
Yeah, lightsabers have gotten decidedly less lethal over time.
But being stabbed with a lightsaber is no big deal anymore.
I wish Qui-Gon would have known that. If Qui-Gon had known that, we would have avoided a lot of galactic heartache.
A master didn't know about force healing,
right? But Rey could do it with no training.
Yeah. And pull things out magical out thin air. Like, ooh,
there was like, okay, so I remember, and this wasn't a thing during the original trilogy, but it became a thing, and I don't know who thought it up, whether it was from George Lucas or whether it was from the books, but it never really to me became a thing outside of the books, but correct me if I'm wrong. But one of the things I liked about all the what's now considered legends back in the, from the late 80s all the way into the early 2000s was that different Jedi had different gifts. And like Anakin's gift was that he was really, really good with like engineering, electronics, machines, things like that. And some were good with animals and things like that. And I never really seen that translated well on screen in any way. I mean, I know it was kind of implied in Phantom Menace where he built C-3PO. And if you had read the Legend stuff from the 90s, you'd have been like, oh yeah. But if you didn't, they didn't actually say that was like a Force gift that he had to work with machines, right? They just said, oh, he built a droid, right? Which, I mean, presumably a lot of people can build a droid in the Star Wars universe. It's very commonplace. So they didn't really call it out. I would love to see that reflected better in the storytelling, because I thought it was a really cool way that you could have Jedi. It would have been a really cool way if that had been something that had been consistently done. If you wanted to, and I'm not giving any praise to this movie at all, but like if you wanted Rey to be able to force heal, that could have been like her natural thing that she just knew how to do. But only that one thing, right? Not all the other bullshit she did, right? But that would have been a really cool way where if you wanted to have a character
one power that other Jedi don't have.
Yeah. And if you wanted to have a character come in that could do one thing really, really well, it's already pre-explained in the lore of the Star Wars universe, right? Like you'd have a Jedi, and they did that in the books. There was some Jedis that came in and were just naturally good at one thing, and that's how Luke found them when he started his Jedi training academy, right? Because they were really, really good at this one thing, talking to animals or something like that, That was a cool
we had one in. We had a healer in the later, like the New Jedi Order books. What was her name? She was like a reptile type person.
Quinn did answer it after he went offline. His favorite color is green. Favorite dinosaur is pterodactyl, and favorite animal is dog.
Okay. Pterodactyl. What a nerd. Yeah, I'm just saying, like
Anakin Force choke pretty good.
Yeah, I wonder how many times he used that in the bedroom.
Hey, he's got to do something because his thing got burned off.
I don't know. I wish they would delve more into the Star Trek or Star. I keep saying Star Trek.
And
Star Wars
I have
lore.
to say, medical droids suck because they didn't do anything about cleaning his wounds or anything. They just let's start poking robot parts on him.
Yeah.
Let's not address any of the fabric burnt into his skin.
That lives there now.
This is
he's 40% cloth.
That's that pit they're making. This is the red version. It's kind of funny. I thought this head was being made by a different company because that's the actual pit head. Because you got to buy that separately.
The one without the nose.
Yep. So this is their standard head. It's got a nose on it, or cut off nose. But that is clear to not. That is a pit head. I didn't get their dinosaur, like their T-Rex and Allosaur, or the Allosaur figures. They look cool. Passed them, but I don't want the T-Rex one now that they're doing the Triceratops. And then you have Stegosaurus, Pterodactyl. They have all the dinosaurs for hire. Why is Mayfix making this?
Was that movie even that popular?
I think because they're coming out with a sequel. That's why.
But the movie's still not popular. It's like direct to TV. Was it direct streaming service movie?
No, it was at the movies. It actually did pretty well. I didn't like the movie personally. I went to the movies to see it because the trailers looked good.
Yeah,
I was not a big fan of the movie.
It's just a Chucky movie.
Yeah, there is nothing original in that whole movie. However, it's a Blumhouse movie, which means it was made for very little money. It had but it made money, yes. And they are doing a sequel to it. And for whatever stupid reason, a lot of specifically horror fans have latched onto it as it kind of become, even though it's not even a 2-year-old movie at this point, it's kind of started gaining cult status, which is why they're making a sequel. I don't understand it myself because there's nothing original in that movie at all. You have seen this movie about AI turning on people 1,000 times in movies and TV shows and books. It is not an original story in any way, shape, or form. It was a well-done movie. If you have never seen a movie about AI turning on humans, then sure, I can understand why you would like the movie. If you've never seen Terminator or name one of thousands and thousands of stories that tell that story. However, it was just not original at all, which is why I didn't like it. But horror fans have latched onto it big time, and I don't know why. I can't wrap my head around it.
It's not even a good horror movie. It's like there is no gore in it. Even the unrated version, they don't really show anything much else. It's like a little more graphic when she kills the kid in the park. Yeah,
it was
not much though.
I don't get it myself, but I do know it's become very popular. Maybe it's just popular with the younger generation who didn't grow up with all the Terminator and Chucky and stuff we did.
And NECA's making figures of it too.
Yeah,
it's like wow.
NECA's making creepy figures of it though.
Yeah, well, the damaged version and stuff, and
is it NECA? Who's the one making the 1-to-1 scale version of that fucking figure?
I think it's NECA.
That's the one that's going to put people on a watch list.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, this is their smaller scale figures, but the movie's very predictable. As soon as they show that big robot in the garage, they're going to use that to kill Megan. As soon as they showed that thing, it was like, yep, that's what they're going to use to stop it.
Yeah.
And it's exactly what they did.
Yeah, it's a completely predictable movie. The whole plot and story is just retreaded stuff we've seen 1,000 times.
Yeah.
So I was very disappointed because like I said, I went to the movies to see that movie because I thought there was going to be something new and cool and different and original in it. Nope, nothing.
Speaking of going to the movies, I am going to see Lord of the Rings tonight. So
I want to see that movie. However, I have heard it is awful, and now I'm kind of hesitating to go to the movies to see it. I don't want that to be true because I love Lord of the Rings.
Well, that's a really cool Weapon H.
I need a Weapon H custom because I'm trying to put together a Savage Avengers shelf, and Weapon H is one of the characters I'm missing. Hey Jared, how much would you charge me to do a Weapon H?
$500.
I know you love that question.
JB's in the chat.
JB loves to ask that question.
I don't recognize this head sculpt what it's from, but that's a Weapon H head right there. I don't know what this is. It looks like an Asian version of the Maestro.
Alternate reality where Cho
Doctor Strange mixed with what's his face from Invincible.
Oh no, that was Thrag. Thrag is his name. The villain for Thrag, and he's wearing those reptilians. It's stronger than like Ultramites as a pelt.
Oh, okay.
With this is the Lilith I redid. Got rid of the purple on her face. I left a little bit like around here. The work is like kind of like shading. Redid her eyes, solid yellow instead of like the weird pupils and irises they did, which she's never been drawn that way. Painted her lips black. repaint black. All this area of black around their eyes like this, they got sculpted lines where you can actually just follow a pattern. So that way you can keep it even if you repaint it, strip it off, repaint it. But yeah, this is what she should look like, not the weird bubbly looking face they did. Happy face. I brought the peak down between her eyes too. You can see, I don't know if you can see up here on the screen, those are sculpted in. So you can just follow those lines and put it right back. It's like, why did you? She's a simple. Her face is a simple design. Stick to it. Oh, I got it a lot better now. Yeah, I'm really digging these dinosaurs from Maxwell Toys. Oh, there's Jada's figures. We got Blanca, Sagat. Those should be the next one's getting released after the current wave.
I still haven't picked up Guile or DJ or Cammy yet.
I need to get Guile. He's on pre-order at Chosen Prime. You get the Naughty or Nice figures, which a Centaur Santa is weird to me.
How does he even ride in the sleigh? Or is he pulling the sleigh now?
I think they call it a Centaur. And they're doing the Krampus as a Centaur as well, which is...
Oh, they got the whole cast from the Polar Express back there.
They should have him come with a gun. It's like that one, like a little meme with like the little kid, like, it's Santa, and he goes, "Shh, no witnesses."
You know what? That reminds me. I did get something else new this week. Speaking of trashing McFarlane, I picked these up.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, hey.
The only reason I picked up this 2-pack, Jared, I told you about this in the chat.
Yeah.
Was they had put these, because these are, they call them McFarlane battle scenes. They had put this on the shelf next to the McFarlane battle scene of Superman versus Ultraman.
Yep.
And they priced it on sale at $34.99. And this is a $69 set. So I took it up to the front, and then when they were like, "Oh, that'll be blah blah blah, whatever, $70-something after tax," I was like, "What?" Acting all surprised because I knew exactly what had happened. And I was like, "Well, it says $34.99 on at the shelf." Anyway, they gave it to me for $34.99, plus I had a $10 off Target coupon. So I got this 2-pack for $25. Now let me just say, this is going to be in the review. This Superman is really fucking good. It's actually really good.
That's it.
The material that the cape is made out of is done fantastically well. What little paint there is on it's done really well. They've kind of done a repaint on the head sculpt, so it looks better than the last version of this guy we got. Really great. This is a steaming pile of hollow shit. This feels like a kid's toy. Dude, even the arms and legs are hollow ABS plastic. This is not PVC. This feels like a cheap, hollow kid's toy. Putting aside the fact this is an awful version of Doomsday, I was at least hoping it would be a good action figure. This is the cheapest hunk of junk. I have several deluxe McFarlane figures, Doomsday, Swamp Thing. Those are great figures, and they're solid, and they're chunky, and you can tell they're made out of PVC. This thing is completely hollow-ass ABS plastic that is just cheap and like you're not supposed to make the arms and legs out of ABS plastic. The torso, yeah, you make torsos out of ABS because of the joints and where everything connects together, and you want that piece to be hollow to make room for the arms and legs and hips and everything to come together inside of it. But you don't do that to the rest of the figure.
What do you say about that? Inside of what now? You want to come inside of it?
You want to come inside the hollow opening.
I gotta address the sin that is putting that McFarlane figure on that Mezco stand. That hurts me.
Also,
we do have an answer for this. The Bobcat Studios
single jointed knees and elbows, because you can't put double jointed knees and elbows on shitty ABS plastic. This is, and by the way, look, this is a $25 figure. So that means for this to have a price of $70 freaking dollars, this should be worth $55.
Yeah.
Well, $45, whatever. Something like that. And I'm not mathing today. This is a $10 kid's toy at best. This is a $9.99 kid's toy.
Step up from those things we call it the shampoo bottle toys.
Yes. This is cheap, crappy. This is maybe the worst thing I've ever seen McFarlane do as far as, I'm not talking about sculpt, I'm not talking about paint, I'm just talking about sheer engineering. This is awful. I've never, and look, I don't collect McFarlane figures like some people do. So I've only had like, I think a total of like 4, maybe 5 of their deluxe figures, except for the Warhammer stuff. I have all the Warhammer deluxe figures, and those things are big, solid, chunky pieces of PVC, good quality, well sculpted plastic. But as far as the DC line, well, all the ones I've had have been the same way, big chunky PVC plastic. So I don't know if this is something he's done before, but holy hell, this is cheap shit, dude.
Yeah.
Well, I heard terrible things on the dark side of that.
And I got a response for Bobcats asking why McFarlane sit on the 7-inch figures.
Everybody, Todd Father here, bringing you the latest in the Todd McFarlane. This is the new Batman Samurai. Batman Samurai, kind of cool, kind of cool. Got some cool shit here and there and in a package, and I make them a little bigger so they don't match up with their Hasbro's, just to fuck with you, because
Yep.
Size matters, okay? Size matters. Does that Henry Cavill in that 2-pack? Does he have the cloth cape?
Yeah, he's got the cloth. Dude,
okay.
I'm telling you, this is by far, and they've only done 3 of them, I think. The first
I have the
black suit, and then this one. This is by far the best one. They did.
First release is hard to get.
It is very hard to get.
This one was in a Zack Snyder Justice League pack, and it's one of the better Supermans he's made by far.
And this thing is that figure, except with a cloth goods wired cape, and they've done a better paint job on this one. Like the face looks better because they've painted it differently, so they've updated the painting on it. But other than that, it's the same figure. It is a great figure. I will give McFarlane full credit for this one. Just this one.
Now they did reveal what the platinum edition of the Christopher Reeves Superman is. It's going to be the evil.
Evil. I don't care. I don't like that Chris Reeves Superman. It doesn't look right to me.
I don't like it either.
I'm getting Fraggle Rock Wave 2. Dance carried away. Worries for another day. Fraggle Rock.
If you're too young to remember Fraggle Rock.
I can attest to that. Yes, far too young.
But Boss Fight does some really cool stuff. They got different brands. They got their ones got Popeye brand and a few other Strawberry Shortcake, Fraggle Rock, a few other things like that. They don't get enough credit. They do stuff like what's some of the brands that Super 7 does, but they actually do good figures. And they're priced better than Super Crap.
That is one thing I'll say. I would rather be a McFarlane collector than a Super 7 collector.
Four Horsemen dropped it. They're doing another exclusive figure, which looks cool. Kind of Scareglow-ish with the way it's done. They got the skeleton head and the full body is just a skeleton paint on it. But looks nice. It's on their older body. It's not introducing the new double jointed arms and elbows yet, and the bicep swivels. Looks nice. I have one Mythic Legions figure, and I got one of their Grim Reapers on pre-order because I want a Grim Reaper, which I've had that damn thing on pre-order for 3 years.
Even his head is PVC. I'm sorry. That's just annoying as hell. It would not annoy me if this set was like $35-$40. You know what I mean? I'd be like, okay, whatever. Yeah. $70?
February. Oh man. You gotta be kidding. I've had this on pre-order since February 2023. Because I don't give a shit about all this bone extra stuff. I like it for the fact you can take all that off and just have a Grim Reaper. I don't give a crap about all this weird crap all over it. I want this. But I've been waiting 2 years for this. Luckily, I haven't paid anything for it. It's the way Big Bad Toys for pre-orders work. But if I paid for this thing up front and I hadn't got it in 2 years, I'd be pissed. I'm just disappointed and annoyed right now, but if I'd be pissed if I've already paid for it, I don't have it. Come on, people. Get your shit out the door.
Now, is that normal for Mythic Legions? I don't know. I don't pre-order any of their stuff.
Like I said, I got one Mythic Legions figure. I got that Headless Horseman.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I bought it. I did pre-order it off Big Bad Toy Store. I didn't wait this long for it. Because they already had the molds and stuff made for it. It's the repaint. Because the repainted it looked like Lord Pumpkin, which I don't know if that was intentional or not. Probably not. Just coincidence. Because most people don't know Ultraverse like I do. When you get the new pre-order drops on the Spider-Man wave, I ordered 3 of them.
I think I did 2 of them. I know I did the Agent Venom. And I know I did the Ultimate Spider-Man, or Spider-Man Limited.
Yeah. I did Agent Venom, Kane, and Chameleon. I'm going to wait and see if they do a repaint on the Unlimited. I want the cell shading. Normally, I'm not a fan of cell shading, but that's kind of iconic for that character, like that really heavy cell shading. If they do it right. Hopefully they do it right and don't make it look like he peed his pants or something like McFarlane does. McFarlane's doing that cell shading on most of those animated series Batman figures. When he does it, looks like they peed themselves.
Uh-huh.
Oh, look, there's talking about McFarlane. You got a new arrival. Spawn's coming in. Guns.
Is that the Call of Duty Spawn?
Yep.
Yeah.
Call of Duty Spawn. Why is it Call of Duty? Just because he's got a rifle?
It's because he was a skin in the Modern Warfare 3 or something. I don't remember.
Yeah.
I don't know. The skins kind of ruined Call of Duty for me. I want it to be army guys fighting, but then I got a Shark and Spawn, and it's like, well,
They turned it into Fortnite.
yeah. And don't get me wrong, I enjoy Fortnite, but when I play Fortnite, I want to play Fortnite.
Play Fortnite.
Right.
Got lots of Dragon Ball figures. Restock of. Well, that's the reissue with the metallic hair. Some of the Dragon Ball figures, you got such good pricing on it. This is $35. No problem. I'd pay that for that. Talking about first form sale. On sale.
Perfect being.
Damn it! Why did I have to go in here? Why'd you let me go here, Matt?
I knew it was going to happen. I did it to torture you.
I done started one new line. I can't start Dragon Ball 2, okay?
Yeah. We're talking about like some of these figures got really good pricing, and then you got some that's just insane. King Cold, $200. No. I am not buying that for a character that was alive for like what 3 episodes until Future Trunks killed him. I'd like to have these villains for Dragon Ball, but every time they do the villains for Dragon Ball, they're down $200 figures. So I won't buy it. It's crazy.
Okay, I think I figured out what's wrong with this Jabin Obi-Wan.
Mm-hmm.
I think the body is Mace Windu. It's just been repainted. He's too bulky.
Dials in stock.
The head sculpt's actually pretty good, but the torso is awful.
Yeah, the head's a lot newer sculpt with they matched the new show and using an old body. Cost saving it Hasbro like to do. Now they do have Guile in stock on Big Bad Toy Store.
I think they've got all 3 of the new ones in stock.
And the Player 2 Bison. That looks really good too in his Player 2 colors. They're priced really good too for what you get with them. Yep. Well, Cammy and DJ is pre-order. They were in stock on Entertainment Earth. That's where I got mine, but they went back to pre-order. They just fulfilled their early pre-orders and are just limited stock. There's the Naughty or Nice figures. Ooh, there's Armory sets. I want to go here first. Those are nice. Not a lot of guns for $15 though. These are Takara Tome. Interesting. I would guess these are true 1/12 scale because they're Takara Tome. Oh, you can reconfigure the gun? Is it one gun or with different like options, or is it? Is it just one shotgun? You can make it look like different looks, or do you get 3 guns?
I'd be careful right now.
Toy guns, YouTube.
Hopefully, YouTube wouldn't think you could buy a real shotgun for $15.
It's just that stupid analytics. It doesn't. They're.
Now the algorithms and stuff too. Like I've seen a lot of toy photography guys are having issues with Instagram. They do like the weapon shots and stuff like that with like military scenes, and they're getting their Instagram accounts flagged for violent posts.
Facebook tried to give me a violation for trying to sell a replica lightsaber. Said I was trying to sell a weapon.
Let's go off this page. I remember back when I bought back in the day, I bought 2 MP5s, which is Masterpiece Megatron. Back in the day, when I tried to sell my extra one on eBay, it was rough. They would take my damn listing down.
I bet they did, because as soon as you said MP5, I was like, I know what that is, but oh, Megatron. Okay, that's different MP5.
Yeah, because in his gun mode, it looks like a realistic firearm. So I had like Photoshop his gun mode out of the packaging shots.
Well, not only that, but it's called an MP5, which is a real gun.
Yes, that too. And I had to like lie on the listing and tell people, well, hey, I ordered it from Hobby Link Japan because I didn't want the plastic inserts put in it, like glued in. If you bought it from like a U.S. retailer, they would have glued those things into your figure. That was one of the things that was happening with MP with like Big Bad Toy Store and other places that were selling MP5 back in the day.
Yeah.
They were being forced to open it up and glue orange plugs into the gun.
Oh,
and when I ordered from Hobby Japan, they didn't do that stuff. They send those things loose in the packaging if you want to put them in there, like in a little baggy thing. That's what I had to like put. For legal reasons, if you need me to, I can open up the box and put this insert put it into the barrel of the gun. I was not going to do that. And it's not a sealed Masterpiece Transformer. But here's your Centaur. That just looks wrong.
It does.
It's like, it just looks so wrong.
I don't want to live on this planet anymore.
Now the wizard Santa kind of looks cool.
You shall not pass.
Now the Santa, I do have one of these on pre-order, and don't look like he's available anymore. Pre-order must be sold out. And I can pull it up here because it's the coolest one, I thought.
Hey, all Saint Nicks are cool, okay?
Saint Nick, sunglasses, smoking a cigar, wearing camo, and comes with a boomstick.
This is like a variant of David Arbor's Santa from that.
They make one. They make a Viking Santa, a barbarian Santa.
It's just about time to watch that for Christmas.
Which I wanted to see a sequel to that. Or a prequel, or wherever you want to cut. There it is. You got your barbarian Santa.
Nice. We had 2 good Santa movies in a row. We had the one where the guy's hired to kill, was it Mel Gibson Santa?
Oh yeah.
And then we had the David Arbor one after that. And I was like, are we starting a new genre of killer Santa Claus movies?
Pull up here. I shared some things in the Toy Tubers. I want to pull up. This Cthulhu figure is starting to ship now from 5K Toys. We're getting. It's officially announced. One Punch Man is coming out this coming year, season 3, after a 6-year hiatus. Since in 10 years, 2025 is a 10-year anniversary of the first season. We're getting like anniversary edition of that, and we're finally getting the 3rd season of One Punch Man.
Talk about a slow burn.
That really cool missing link Optimus Prime is being KO'd. And it looks like they're using the molds. I'm willing to bet they're using the molds from the factory. This thing is perfect. They got to be using the factory that's making the original one. I think it's putting this out. That is too good to be just a KO of it. I do want to see somebody make a freaking cartoon head for this thing instead of toy head. But yeah, if you're looking, we don't know the price on this thing yet, but if it's priced right, I will buy an extra one. Just keep my official one in the box and get this and display it.
JB asked if Matt did any rants about McFarlane, so he must have missed the Doomsday.
Well, he don't listen to us when he's hears. This, I love this. The new third-party company, Bingo Toys, are coming out with new masterpiece scale Transformers. Like a modern, stylized take of characters.
Jazzy.
They're calling it jazzy, but it's clearly jazz. But this thing.
How long do you like this ripped in half?
This thing is awesome. I like everything about this thing. This would be like what I would want to see on screen in a movie. It is just a gorgeous piece. I like everything about it. It's kind of got a little bit of a Gundam vibe to it too, with like the leg design and. I would be down for like an entire 84 cast in this style. And Jazz is one of my favorite Transformers too, so I may end up having to pick this up. It's just fucking phenomenal.
Jazz was the best Pontiac Solstice ever.
What's funny is like in Age of Extinction, they gave Mirage Jazz's alt mode, a Porsche, because they couldn't use Volkswagen or Porsche in the first Bay movies. When that first came out, Volkswagen and Porsche had a no war toy policy, so they wouldn't license their brands out to Transformers. I don't know why they would have such a policy, but
right, there's definitely no history there.
Those movies made each one of them passed $1 billion to box office. It's like, no,
war toys may be okay.
You can deal with these companies with Hasbro.
You never ask a man his salary, a woman her age, or Volkswagen what they were doing in the 1940s.
I dig the alt modes. It is like a futuristic, high-tech looking supercar. I'm cool with that. And I don't like them to make stuff that's just like nonsense, but this makes sense to me. This is like Cybertronian, futuristic alt mode. It looks cool. I like it.
It's got the tunes too, huh?
Yep. I like you can actually hold them like a jukebox.
Now, if they could work out a Bluetooth speaker into it, that would be pretty cool too.
Yep. But I've never heard of Bingo Toys or was it Ingo Toys, whatever company this is. I'd be curious to see what the quality like this is going to be. If this is a high quality piece, I could be down to get this. But I will probably wait to see if it's what the quality's like before I try to order this thing. I've been burned with newer companies or not stuff. Oh, and that's Unspoken Decade. I follow this one on Facebook. We were talking about this before. I love this armor for Batman. I wish John Paul Valley could have stayed Batman for longer.
Yeah.
And stayed in this suit here. I don't like when you upgrade it past this, though. This is the look I liked. Dude, I just figured out. This is why he made that figure. McFarlane made it light blue. Because the lighting on this, because the spotlight on where you look at it, there's a spotlight on him. He totally misinterpreted that to being a light blue suit.
Todd wouldn't do that.
Now this was atrocious.
That's Captain America after he ate his shield.
This thing, Luon Toys is making a ginormous Metroplex. That's a dude behind it. They're selling it in pieces. This is the torso it's getting ready to ship out. That's just the torso and the arms. The upper torso.
That one's going to need an entire room to itself.
That is huge. This is the Lance customization figure. It's a Marvel Legends. Who's that? Okay, in that voice. Who's that dude? And we got some pre-orders on these right here. That's right. We didn't talk about Transformers, did we? Oh, this is another Transformer third party. This is a DX9 Masterpiece Sideswap. I got to get this. This is a much needed upgrade for Masterpiece Sideswap. The Sideswap we have in most people's collections is the car one. It is like one of their very first Masterpiece figures when they went to the new scale. Now that they just retired, but it is very dated. This looks so much better. Where are you at? Very unprofessional of me not having anything pulled up.
I don't even want to be here anymore. You've ruined it.
I've ruined it, man. Of course, I did wake up like 10 minutes before the show. I was like, oh, crap. It was like 2 hours before the show. It was like, I got home from work, office. It's like, I lay down. I fed all my critters and everything, took care of them, and I'll lay down for a few minutes.
I woke up 2 years later.
That's not the pictures I want. Ooh, that's one of the things we want to see. Oh, we're getting another Hot Wheels Optimus Prime, this with the cab only. That was non-transforming Hot Wheels Prime. They did do the transforming Hot Wheels. Where are the pictures?
I want pictures of Spider-Man.
Yes, give me pictures of Spider-Man. Spider-Man. There we go. That's what we're looking for. Scrolling. But yeah, the one I'm most excited for is this one. Star Convoy. I want this thing. That was one of my Grail figures back in the day, like when first thing I mentioned it before on here, like when I first got on the internet and I found out Transformers went on in the Japan after US. It was like they had like 3 more cartoon series afterwards, and several more toy lines. When I found out this existed, it became my Grail figure. They reissued the original figure back in the early 2000s. I got it. I just like the design. He's massive too. He's bigger than a Combiner in the Japan. This is Hot Rod. That's Optimus.
Hot Rod. Why am I saying what? Weird.
What do you mean?
I don't know what you mean. It's like quip. But the fun piece, looking piece. Next one, I want the Fallen. That's been high on everybody's bottom list too for a long time. And this is the G2 Grimlock everybody wanted. They did some last year before. They did like a Walmart exclusive, the unreleased colors of G2 colors. Nobody wants that nasty looking stuff. It's like yellow with green tiger stripe Grimlock with a silver head. And it's like, why? I get the niche thing like it was an unreleased color. There's a reason why they didn't release it in G2. It was too garish even for the 90s. But I like the blue. It was the G2 Grimlock came out with the toys that were released. You had like his G1 colors, blue, and turquoise. And they said they're going to do G2 colors repaints of all the Dinobots. Be interested to see what to do for Sludge and Swoop since they didn't get G2 releases. So who knows what color they're going to be. And these are the ones I'm curious about. These are those little action figure Transformers. And they're in scale. This is what the red line should have been. The Walmart exclusive red line. They come in those posable action figures. But they were all the same size. When they made Bumblebee the same size as Optimus and Megatron, he looked like a linebacker because he's got that short, stubby build. You scale that up to be the same size as Optimus and Megatron, he's giant. But these are cool. If you just want like posable action figures of the Transformers, that looks nice. All kinds of alternate hands. Great looking head sculpt. RC. And that's a great scale for the bots. They got the mini bots the right size. I dig these. Starscream looks good. Got Jazz again. So here's the sense of scale. This is the Studio Series Optimus that's been hitting stores. So they're small. So if you only want space, you want these really cool action figures. They're cool.
Don't ever speak to Optimus or his son ever again.
Well, that's cool packaging too.
Yeah.
I dig them. Robots, we start selling those. And more pictures of the Titan class. I think that's basically all we got for toy stuff. It is lightweight. I think Motu, Modulax coming out. We've already seen the Grizzlord, like concept art 2-pack. Yeah, Joe. We got some Crimson Bats on down on sale. McFarlane. Oh, the not so glow in the dark figure he likes to do. Dusty Rhodes, getting American Dream.
I got some stuff to show off here real quick.
Right,
well, look at, not show off, but got a few things to go through here.
Yep, I'm done.
All right, so first up, we're getting some new Star Wars stuff. We're getting Vintage Collection and Black Series stuff for anybody out there. I'm digging on this, Vintage Collection Thrawn Trilogy 3-pack that's coming out. I think we've gotten this Thrawn before. We've obviously gotten this body before with this is getting a new head. And then we're getting his name, George Sabath, I think is his name.
Sabaoth.
Sabaoth. I never remember his last name. We're getting him. So they're going to be in a 3-pack, and then we are getting a 2-pack with Luke and Leia from Shadows of the Empire. So we are getting
all of those.
Now, this Leia is like literally the same one in her Bosk armor. It's the same figure we've already gotten. I was looking at it, comparing it to the one I've already got for Black Series. It's the same figure. There's nothing new there, which makes this 2-pack shit, in my opinion, because nobody cares about this figure. This figure it's been sitting at Ollie's for like 2 years. This would be a cool Luke to have in his Shadows of the Empire look, but who's going to want to spend $50 on a 2-pack that comes with this Leia that nobody wants?
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I can't remember talking about that. He was annoyed about that.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I love the Luke. I would love to have the Luke, but I love Shadows of the Empire. But everybody's already got this Leia figure if they wanted her. I think she's at my Ollie's right now for $7.99. You know, so. But
the Mace Windu too. They keep not the Mace Windu. The Lando Calrissian, like in that.
Oh yeah.
They keep reissuing that same damn figure, and it keeps going to clearance stores.
Doesn't sell it in Black Series either.
Now this one I do want. I don't have any of these figures. I don't have this version of Thrawn. I don't have a Vintage Collection Thrawn. Obviously not the other 2 figures. This one's cool. I like
Moff
this.
Gideon's slick.
Yeah. It's cool, man. I like this 3-pack here. We're getting fucking Kong and Batman for some reason.
I don't know why, but I do kind of want the little tiny Batman.
They're in the comics. They recently did a Justice League versus Godzilla storyline.
Cool. That doesn't mean we had to make an action figure out of this crap. But, sure. I don't know. We're getting this for whatever reason, and he comes with a little Batman that King Kong can pick up. Because reasons, I guess. I don't know.
That's the only part of that I actually even kind of like is the little Batman. I have all the big Batmans that I need, so.
Anyway, wanted to show you guys some customs that I found this week that I thought were pretty cool. This one's selling on eBay. Frankencastle. This dude sells on eBay all the time. But that looks cool, man. I dig that. He did a great job on this. Nice steampunky Frank Castle, Punisher, Frankenstein, whatever you want to call him. Looks cool. If you've got $150.
Well, that's after Dakin killed him, and he was put back together by Morbius as a Frankenstein.
It looks cool, man. Got this one. This one needs some more details, in my opinion, and it is a McFarlane figure, but somebody was basically doing like an Arkham Knight, actual Knight version of Batman. And I thought they did a pretty good job. I think this figure needs maybe like a wash or some detailing, because there's a lot of missed details on the boots and the gauntlets and stuff. But it looks pretty sweet. Somebody did a good job with this. Even though it is a McFarlane figure.
McFarlane.
McFarlane. Saw this one here. This dude is producing Wolverine G.I. Joe O-ring figures.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, he's actively making these, and I think these go up for sale next month. He's on one of the 1/18 scale custom things that I'm a part of. So if you collect this scale,
I did successfully get 2 DC Universe figures off eBay.
Oh, nice.
I got 2 of the Regen Supermans. One being on the card. Well, both of them are on the card. One of them has the card back like you've gotten a few times with it.
Yeah.
What's kind of cool is the one with the guy. I wouldn't even want to buy that one because it was missing the plug in the back that covers up the hole for the cape. And he sent me like an offer. Like I just got it right then. He sent me an offer, like really cheap offer. I was like, score. I have one. I could put a. I've always kind of thought it'd be cool to put a cape on one of those.
Yeah.
And I got one on the card because I was wanting an extra one of those for my Superman display.
That's awesome. That's what I do. I just fucking put stuff in my car, I just put it on watch list and wait for offers.
Loose Collector, man, he was so good back in the day. He don't make any. Oh, no, I'm sorry, Loose Collector. I was thinking Raybot. Loose Collectors, they got a toy company now.
Yeah.
What was I thinking? I was thinking Raybot. Raybot is, but yeah, Loose Collector's Icon.
Oh, such a good figure.
If McFarlane wants to do like variant characters, Icon is a cool character.
I would do a whole wave of Mosaic characters.
Warner Brothers, you want to make a Black Superman movie? Make a movie about Icon. I'd watch the shit out of this movie. You make a Michael B. Jordan as Kal-El Clark Kent Superman, I'm not watching that shit. You put Icon on screen, I'm watching it.
Mm-hmm. And then I just thought this was cool. Somebody kit bashed to like, what if Anakin didn't get all jacked up? I thought it was pretty cool. I don't know where you got that head sculpt from. It's very animated.
Yeah.
But that's the Kylo Ren body. He did a swap on the arm, put some armor on him, and did this head swap. I thought it was a pretty cool little kit bash. I kind of want to put one together on my own because I have a Kylo Ren that just sits in a box. So, and by the way, did y'all know we were getting invaded by the Galactic Empire?
The TIE Interceptors?
Did y'all see that? These are pictures of the drones flying over New Jersey. Drones. That's clearly a TIE Interceptor.
Well, look at the Advanced Interceptor, I think it is. It looks exactly like that with the 3 wings around the outside.
Yeah.
It was a Chiss ship.
I'm just. Should we be worried about Vader and the Emperor at this point? Thrawn, maybe.
I mean, I know I would die immediately, but if you told me we were actually living in the Star Wars universe, that'd be like the best news ever.
It'd be pretty cool, and then we would die, but it'd be pretty cool.
But I would live my last moments knowing that everything was going to be okay.
At least you'd know the Jedi are real. But anyway, I just thought I'd throw that up there before we go, just so everybody out there knows we are getting taken over by the Galactic Empire. I didn't even realize the Milky Way was the same galaxy. Either that, or they've come all this way. I don't know.
I did see. I have never read the books and stuff yet, or it might be something from since Disney took over. But apparently, what they were saying, like the humans in Star Wars universe originate from Earth, and they left Earth, and something happened, and Earth got moved to another part of the universe.
I know there's an alternate.
I've heard rumors that. Well, I mean, there's been confirmation that Earth exists in the Star Wars universe, but it just in a different galaxy. Because going back to E.T., because E.T. recognized Yoda, first of all. Second, in was it Attack of the Clones? We see E.T. aliens in the Senate.
Mm-hmm.
So it's already. I mean, it is established that Earth exists in the same universe, but just guesses are that it's just in a different galaxy.
Well, there's also that alternate reality where the Millennium Falcon crashes on Earth and Han becomes Indiana Jones, and
yes,
Chewbacca's
his dog.
Yeah.
Or
he was like the
he was a Sasquatch. Bigfoot. Yeah. Yep. I'm just saying. Clearly, we are being invaded by TIE fighters. Which I guess, well, I mean, it was it could either be, depending on how you look at this picture, it's either the Interceptor or what you were talking about, which I think is the TIE Defender.
Yeah.
One with the 3 wings. So, but yeah. I'm just saying, be careful, especially live in New Jersey.
Help us, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're our only hope.
They might be at this point.
If it flew over where I live at, somebody shoot it down.
So, I don't know. I don't know if we're prepared for turbo lasers.
I'm stealing one.
think bullets move faster.
I'm gonna punch him in the face. Welcome to Earth.
I would put my money, even like the old A-10 Warthog, I would put my money on it over a TIE Fighter.
Well, that's the thing in the Star Wars universe, like what they call them slug throwers, are really, really, really deadly. Like very few, because of the way that their weapon systems and defensive systems have evolved. Species that still use slug throwers, which aren't very many in the Star Wars galaxy, are considered really dangerous because they go right through. Because all their armor, whether it's on their ships or their body armor, it's all geared towards stopping blaster bolts and similar type things. It's not geared towards stopping actual, slug projectiles.
I think the uranium-tipped slug throwers coming out of an A-10 Warthog would cut right through like butter.
A-10 Warthog tear through a TIE Fighter. The issue would be the TIE Fighter is redonkulously more maneuverable than anything we have. So it'd be a matter of could you hit it?
F-22 Raptor, I think, could take it out.
Maybe.
Those things are very, very maneuverable.
Well, that's the thing, though. But like the TIE Fighters, they don't, because of the repulsor technology and everything, they don't have to follow aerodynamics and shit.
Yeah.
They just...
Well, they become significantly less maneuverable in atmosphere.
They do, but they can still bank turns and stuff, unlike anything we have. So, anyway. There's your science lesson for the day, guys. Star Wars science.
Of course, F-22 Raptors, advanced Eagles, they can shoot them down from miles away. TIE Fighters and X-Wings, they show they got any close-up combat.
Yeah.
Well, we also know that,
I mean, honestly, if you had enough of them, F-15s would tear some shit up.
Yeah.
But we also know Star Destroyers are susceptible to bombers now, so
yes,
we just drop some bombs on them and then we'll be okay.
Yeah. There was a thing in that movie that they never, like, literally one line in that movie would have fixed all of that shit, which they never put in the movie. But the bombs that they drop from those bombers in the new movies they're magnetic bombs. That's why they drop out of the bottom. But they don't explain that.
Yeah, it looks like gravity bombs.
It just looks like they're dropping gravity bombs in space, and you're going, that's the most retarded thing I've ever seen.
The slowest moving bombers in history.
It was the most retarded thing. And then later they had horses in space, so...
Well, and then later they had a campfire in space, too. So that was even dumber. I don't know what's dumber, to be honest. I have no idea.
Fire in a vacuum of space.
I don't know.
I remember all the people like, they had explosions and stuff beforehand. Yeah, they had jets of flames.
You can have explosions because there's an ignition source, but when it's like cracking a campfire.
Although I do have to say, if you go back and watch Return of the Jedi, when the Super Star Destroyer crashes into the Death Star, it shoots out a huge ass flame into space for no fucking reason.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, bigger than the Star Destroyer, so just this huge like flamethrower. And I was like, okay. So I guess it's not unprecedented, but it's still stupid.
Oh, quick question. We're going to have a geek chat tomorrow night?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Well,
next weekend we are doing top 10 movies of 2024.
We got a week to get to top 10 list together.
Yes.
Transformers 1 is going to be on my list.
Yeah.
That's my entire list. Transformers 1.
It's on my list. I don't know where it's going to be yet. I haven't organized my list yet, so I got to go through.
Venom 3 is a close second, though.
God damn it. Venom 3 shit.
All
right.
All right.
I got to cut out.
We got to head out. And thank you, everybody in the chat. Coming out and hang over with us tonight. That's it for live.
Yep.
And Super Live, you don't have to duck out when we close out too.
Yeah, you know when we close the chats, like not right now because I'm about to go to another chat, but normally you just dip out as soon as the chat's closed. You know, we usually sit around and talk in the chats after we end the chat, right?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, you just like dip out immediately.
Well, I had to go to bed last time, so.
But we're going to sign off, and I have my chat on Sundays with the Whippet crew, working on custom action figures, and we'll get y'all next time.
Later, guys.
Peace.
Ninja vanish.